Hi, I'm Turkish palm reader. Let's take a look at this person's palm. He is 32 years old. His dominant hand is right hand. Let's get started. When I look at the hand, there are many good lines for the business, for any other potentials. Of course, there are problems as well, but many good things in the hand we can see. First of all, when we check the first phalanges, we see double lines here. You see these parts, usually one or very thin lines here. In second phalange, we always see many lines, but when we see the first phalanges many lines, that shows that the person can hold the secrets and very reliable and you can trust. And then second phalanges of finger is very long. This means shows good mental capacity. He doesn't forget and then he has good memory. And then first phalange is also not too bad. That shows that good brain power, mental effort he can show in the business or in his normal life. There are good potentials. And third phalange is also not very short. This is very good for business life. Sometimes can be very short here and other things are longer, but there are good balance here when we check the fingers. When we came to mount, they are good developed, especially when it's mount. We can see here well developed. That shows that good willpower, very strong physical power, and then we can see the squarish fingers here, good physical power we can say, and person can be also warm-hearted when we see the high Venus mount. But when we check the lifelines, they're one line, they are a little bit shorter here, and there is other line here. Same time it's fate line and then also lifeline. And lifeline we can see very extroverted, very expanding to the month of moon. So this person really adventurous traveler, which is we can see nice abroad settlement lines here, one here and one line here. This line, there are many lines inside. Sun line here we can see. Also part of headline. Also one line goes from headline to the fate line. Double mean as well here because the abroad settlement line touching the fate line. This abroad settlement as a location, this is magazine cell comments, but this part usually Canada or United States or South America or Central America. This part settlements also around Europe. This person might try all the options. He has a luck for abroad settlement or exporting, importing with international businesses. He can be very lucky, and any business involved many travelings, he can be good at it because he will want to know, because he's very curious personality he has with this extending lifeline here, and he will take risks as well. If the sun finger even a little bit longer than Jupiter, maybe even not, but still very good. And then when I see the fingerprints here, I see bull eyes. You see turnings here a little bit too, and then maybe this finger is a little bit different, but especially on sun finger we see bull eye, and with the very perfect sun line here, like very nice. 100% good. He should not complain about luck or anything. When we see the sun line like that comes from out of the hand like this, in this line as well, this mixing here and mixing with the headline, also abroad settlement line. This line has many meaning, like I said. Upper Mars here. This person always calm and he has good stress management. He knows what to do in the stress and panic management or crowd management, let's say. He's doing very good on this, and then that makes him calm down on the many situations. He can control the stress very good. So that shows that also it comes from headline, part of headline, that shows he can have talents like music, arts, or kind of things like that. He can be very good public speaker because on the sun finger we have bull eye. If especially Jupiter finger longer than sun finger can be extra good with the public speak. He can have good sense of humor. Like when he talks people, like he gets attentions, because with the sun line like that, always with network, new people he meets, he get very lucky with them. And especially here, girl of Venus, we have a little bit like this line. This is emotion line here. There is another meaning here as well with this. But with this line here together, also there is a girl of Venus. He's extra popular. Whenever place he goes, he gets all the attentions. Good charisma. And then also this kind of people, they like to create things, new things. And then with Ring of Solomon's here, before anybody else, he will want to do the things. And then he will learn fast, and then he can teach what he learns to other people. Especially he has very good Mercury line here. With this one here comes. And marriage line also almost touching that together. And in the left hand, I see very good. It can be more developed with this communication skills or business skills he can have, you know. He can be in the marketing business, you know, or he can speak many languages, can be a coach for other people. And Mercury finger is very long, strong. Almost like maybe over the phalange or maybe same size. Looks like a little bit over. So whatever jobs he does, he can be success. Like, and he will never give up easily. He will attach and then he will never give up easily if he really wants to do it. So he's not shy and then he doesn't hold his words. He just say whatever he thinks. He's very free soul. He has good independence for himself. He always create himself freedom and then he feels free and then, you know, this kind of things, and that kind of things bring success to him. And then when we came at this line again, this is really such a line here. Sun line is perfect. Gets lucky with other people. Like unexpectedly things happen for him. A good luck always. And then the line comes and touching the fate line here. And I don't see this goes to the lifeline, I think. Maybe past a little bit. Maybe he is abroad settlement, United States or Canada, let's say this part of the world could be like 25, 28, this kind of years. But if you consider as a comes from headline, goes to the cuts to the fate line like that, sometimes can be practical mistakes can be in his life, you know. But this is cannot be big issue for him because the fate line doesn't break, it goes straight, very good. And then when the line comes around 30, you see fork happens. And that fork happens, sometimes people get married, sometimes divorce. In his case, maybe it happened that time, the divorce or separation. So he has new start in 30 years old. And then one line goes to Jupiter here. He become more ambitious and then for sure he has new goal to achieve and then he wants to do new things, but especially with business or maybe with good salary, he works somewhere, you know. And then when we see the Jupiter lines also very good here, one line I see he has big goals or achievements, he will want to do it. And then other line goes very straight to the month of Saturn. This is also very good money line. With the money is very lucky, very good lines here. More sources will come. Like last 1 year, 2 years, sources income increased for sure with the doubling, with the fork here. And then of course with the private life can be separations, sometimes can be marriage. Big changes could be. And then this is also lifeline which we said, and then fate and lifeline together. He can be always lucky with his community, people from same country or people from same city, you know. And then this kind of things. Always getting lucky with people around him, relatives maybe. Other lifeline here, getting short here. Of course, the short lifeline we don't want. This is energy problem can be, or sometimes health problems. This is around, let's say, around 55, 60 years. Line getting very thin, but other lifeline take over here. Because of expanding, you know, getting more wider, the lifeline. This gives long life as well to him, but sometimes can be energy changes in these ages when he becomes 55, 60. But there are lines here. He will never be lonely. People gonna be around him. You know, also protection from bad things, you know. Line continue and perfect fish sign here. Like there are many good signs in this hand, very lucky signs. Also triangle here with the fate and lifeline. This is another luck. Unexpected money, unexpected business offers. Good spirituality he might have. When I see the second headline here, goes, this is another headline, goes under Saturn finger. This doesn't look like comes from heart line. You know, this line, especially in this picture, is very clear. The line comes very deep and then touching the heart line under Saturn finger. If the person doesn't have main headline here, it could be big problems with the health. If the only one headline like this, short headline, it could be early death. But still there are warnings for him related to something affecting his head, you know, which is manifestly the brain. So he has to protect the brain and then he has to maybe x-ray and then he has to check the brain always. Can be related some brain problems. If he has in his relatives some problems like that, it could be same problems with him. You know, he should check with the relatives any problems with the brain, you know. Can be anything. I check the left hand, I see similar lines goes rising like this to the Saturn. It could come from family, you know, genetics problem from family. He has to ask the people around. Maybe he has to double check with the doctors, go to x-rays, let's say, you know. When we see the line here, beginning of the line, he had some problems. Maybe when his mother is pregnancy times, could be this very beginning of the life. Some problems. Also, this is the line here, resentment line. So he doesn't talk with some people. maybe with the father or mother, he has some problems. Disconnect with, sometimes this is the divorce sign, could be, but very beginning in the life, some problems maybe created that problem in the brain for him. So he has to check out that. It's not 100% gonna happen to him because we have very strong headline here. If this line not exist, it could be big problems. But there are good things with this line. This is another headline. He has double headline. Mental attitude of his Saturnian, you know, like a Saturnian things, talents or thinkings he has, because under Saturn finger this headline goes. There are good things as well with this. Other than that, his family ring, very strong, very good. He could be lucky as well with the family, but in very beginning related to maybe health problems, but later in life there are some problems with family or relatives, some crisis and not talk, you know. And sometimes this can be this line here, even this whole, not here, only this line exists, let's say. Sometimes can be divorce, can apply, you know, problems like that. And then his marriage line also not very strong here, a little bit in the beginning good and later very dim. This is not good. But Yaw symbol is very good. Especially after 30, he can be more lucky with the business, with his career, and then marriage maybe, you know. Because if the Yaw symbol is smaller, that means big opportunities will come before 30 years old. If it's bigger Yaw, that shows after 30, become big achievements and luck gonna come more. But he's always lucky, even more lucky. His times of his life gonna start after 30, let's say, even gonna be better. And then here a lot of traveling lines, which is I said he likes to travel, and then any business involved traveling, it is good. And then another line here comes, this is also traveling and coming back line somehow. And there are some talents here, you know, his moral always good. And then some lines here sometimes can be, sometimes psychological problems can be, because this girl of Venus here, sometimes small things can be big on his eyes, and then he can be depressed, cry himself, you know, like no reason, you know, some problems sometimes, but a strong hand, he can deal with that. And his headline very stable and practical in upper Mars. He can manage his stress, and then his emotions he can control. He also has emotion line here, which shows that he has to get deep connection with any people. He's very friendly, maybe around, and very happy looking, but in reality, the close friend or wife, he has to have deep connection. He's very picky person with the people. When we see the marriage line also touching the Mercury line, that shows extra picky, you know, like a marriage has to be good looking, good career, has to be perfect. When you become more picky, and then your chance getting more less, so he has to wait long or never gonna happen maybe, you know. And then when the marriage line goes downward like that, he's also not very lucky with the marriage. He cannot be very happy, perfectly marriage. Normally marriage lines go straight or goes upward. Line is strong, he shows his emotion, he can show his love, but it's not easy to make it perfect for him, especially when he is very choosy and picky. So that shows that. And marriage lines like that, big marriage lines, these people always wants to be to love or to be loved, you know, always has to love in the life. And then wrong choices could be, and the person has to have deep connections, has to be, this kind of things makes more difficult for him in relationships, even the normal life with the friends. And then when I check the kids, he has potentially maybe 1 or 2 kids, grandkids, there is a chance for that. Double marriage line here, close to heart line, early ages maybe something happened, like 20-25. And also this line shows that cares about outlook, how the person looks. When the line comes more farther to the middle, and main line is that, more stronger in the love life or in marriage, he will want maybe a person same country, same culture, same religion, you know, same goals and good decisions together about marriage, like making kids or not making kids, or open business together, or moving around in the world. It has to be perfect match for him to become more happy. The person has to really understand, and decision makings could be not too much stress. So this kind of things, if this can be easy, and he can be more happy in the marriage. Also we saw the fish sign here, and this perfect fish sign here, end of the lifeline, also fate line, and towards the Mercury finger, showing that part. Any Mercurian talent, like I said in the beginning, this is very strong. He's very lucky with the communication, business, and research, being curious, learning new things, all about that, all working with people. He can consult with people, you know, he can be a good coach, this kind of things. Also this fish sign here related Venus, and then lifeline. That gives another meaning. A good creative skill and imaginative skills he can have, and emotional sensitivities can be, which as I said, there are many lines here, Grill of Venus, and then emotional line, and this kind of things make him more sensitive. And romantic and very passionate nature. He can have a good luck in marriage and relationship as well. Even there are some defects, but when we check like 60-65%, there are good lines in the hand about marriage. There are some problems, but you know, this is life, never perfect. And another sign with the combining with the sunline, he can be good with art, you know, intuitive understand of beauty, always, and a good eye to see good things, you know. If it's good or bad, he can comment about that very well. Also, double ring of Solomon here, it shows that the occult studies can be interest, like astrology, palm reading, or any related things to that. It could be his hobbies, or he can make a business related. He can learn very easily, especially practical things, and then he doesn't forget, you know, he has good memory. Also on Jupiter mount, I see these lines like that, the prints like this, you see them? Trine conjunctions, you know, those lines make Jupiterian qualities higher, you know. With finance, he can grow his money, his business, his career, especially with good sunline. He will always gonna have good reputation, good leadership qualities, determination, and ambitious. Of course, Jupiter is a very nice, high, good portion here with Jupiter line. And Ring of Solomon's, there, anything he needs for his Jupiterian qualities, so very good. And Fate line goes all the way until the end. He's always, you know, top of the business, even elder ages, very good. And Mercurian lines also strong in the late ages. That shows that in the late age, health could not be a problem for him. Even the lifeline getting shorter here. There are other lines I said, they are covering. But some energy changes still can happen. When the Mercury line also crossing the lifeline here, around 60, and can be another problems, but lifeline continue, and with triangle he can recover, and then more money can come in late ages as well. When I see the bracelet lines, maybe he has some allergic reactions, some food or some dust or something similar like that, you know. He should not smoke at all, you know. With breathings, he should take care of himself. If he does sports, is good. Bracelet lines are not strong. He is the person taking risks. He should always protect himself, mentally and physically, because this line here, we warn him, and this lines here not very protective. There are good protection here, we can say inner Mars and lifeline qualities, but still, he should be sure everything secure and then move on. And then there are lines also here similar, you know. Triangles are good with the luck, again, good spiritual, but lines are not stable. These mental changes could be sometimes that affect, or physical power, energy levels sometimes can be not same, you know, changing. But when we check exactly similar again, we can see this headline connects here, part of headline, and sunline inside, very clear. And then line maybe here goes as well down, but in other hand we saw that. So many double meanings here as well. And then fade lines continue very good, one line and second line again, and extra worded lifeline here, expanded, you see, very nice. So this person really, he likes to talk, he's not shy, and then he can be good entrepreneur, but he's also control himself, because beginning of life, we can see head and lifeline together. This person control himself. Maybe sometimes problem with self-confidence, but when I see the strong Mercury finger and then bullseye on the fingerprint, especially on some finger, and a little bit also we can say index finger, he's brave, you know, he cannot have a problem, he can take risk, but with the control, that can be good balance. Also in the beginning of the life, maybe health problems or family problems, but he get over it, and then now lifeline and fate line qualities very good here. When we come to heart line, here some short heart line under Saturn finger, it stops or goes a little bit like that. This is not we want. And also emotion lines here, a little bit messy with the heart line, not too bad. When we came to the right hand, he fixed that problems, it got better a little bit, and then but he's a little bit far from empathy, you know. This can be a problem, so empathy problem, you know, he should fix that problems. This line here, if lines goes here with fork, it could be better. Maybe with time we can develop thin lines can come here. More work for him on these parts he can develop, but explaining his emotion is good. You know, quality of heart line, his heart health also good. Only the problem with the brain, you know, he has to take care of the brain part. Maybe this is not gonna happen early age, maybe late ages, when the lifeline get thinner here, or when the mercury line cuts this part. But from now, if he checks anything there, any problem, it's better for him. And triangles here become one small triangle and one with the mercury line. He has money savings, he's good with the savings, and Jupiter mount is good, and then third phalanges are well developed, we can say. On the left hand also triangles we can see very good here, you know. And sun line perfect again here. Very rarely we see sun lines like that. He is very lucky, I can say that. And then marriage line also goes downward, similar like his karma, you know, from family. He lives the same things, same problems he could have. And this similar line again here from the family line. This is also very karmic things to happen for his life. Yav symbol, very good quality. Marriage line here, not too bad. And another line here. Maybe one or two kids he can have. Like I said, an island here also, one small island maybe. There is one more line here coming out. Comes like that and then goes like this to the sun finger under sun mount. That shows some opportunities might come and he can miss some opportunities. Related to any government business, he should do everything by the book. Anything connection with government for his citizenship can be anything. Everything by the book, it could be better. Print loops here. You see one side, that part also a little bit. Well-organized person in business life can have good concentration and focus, especially with the good sun line here. When we see the deep lines like this on the thumb, first phalange, this is showing he has some mental stresses. He has to deal, these lines get deeper, it could be harder to get rid of them. So he has to work on it. Meditations or something similar, you know, alternative things he has to do. And similar line here, another stress line goes under sun finger. So this is thinner in the right hand, which is good, but still as a warning, maybe he should have a ruby ring on the sun finger. It could help, especially mentally he's gonna believe it. So more luck, and then with problems, any issues with the government or money, any business, to using opportunities, always gonna bring him extra things. We have reached the end of the video. If you would like a palm reading like this, please feel free to reach out to me through to the description section. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it.